What's up, family? Merry Christmas. Had a great day today. I was mostly alone for the day. I live in this, apartment complex is mostly students. So, of course, almost the whole building's empty because they're all at home with their families for Christmas. And I went on my walks earlier. It's like a ghost town. And yesterday I had a commenter recommend me David Goggins' first book, which is called Can't Hurt Me. And I've never been inspirational type of interest type person. Like I'm not interested in like inspirational or stuff like that. But someone recommended it to me, so try to have an open mind. I went for two 40-minute walks today. After I record this, I'll go on my third one. So by the end of the day, I will have listened to the first 2 hours of the 13-hour long audiobook that I obtained through top secret means from the internet. And the audiobook's really good because there's commentary and interviews that aren't in the book. So and plus it's really good for me to go walking and just listen. So it's a pretty captivating story so far. I'm looking forward to see how the rest of it plays out. So guy who recommended that to me, I got you, bro. I'm listening. I'm locked in already. So I woke up at 9:45, so a little slide back. I have to wake up at least by like 9 tomorrow because I'm going to the bank with my aunt. So forced progress tomorrow. So I woke up and I was like, man, I wonder if there's anything going on at this church. There's a Baptist church like 200 yards from my house, just like the AA club is like 200 yards from my house or my apartment. I walked over there, the apartment was empty as hell. I was like, all right, I guess not so much. I've never been to a service on Christmas, so I wouldn't know either way. So I got my AC off so you can hear me better. I know I kind of mumble. I wonder why. Why do I mumble? What could have caused me to be a mumbler? Surely it's not the 25 years of constant drug and alcohol abuse. That's for sure. So anyway, I got my AC off, so if you sweat my balls off, but I'm not on crack, I promise. I think I'm gonna start going to this church. I have a lot of reservations. I've read the New Testament. I've read almost all of the Old Testament, or I've read like 2/3 of the Old Testament, and have my reservations. But I think it's time to stop letting that prevent me from attending a church because I think I need all the help I can get, honestly, just to be positive. Because I really want it to stick this time. 8 months is my record. Like, that's not that long of a time in the grand scheme of things. I know I can be proud of myself for having time and stuff, but one day at a time, of course, is more important. I don't want to get married to my time, right? Like, I don't want to be like that either. So, going to church would be a positive thing. So I watched my movie. Everybody says Die Hard is a Christmas movie, so I have arbitrarily decided that Sinners is my Christmas movie, even though it takes place on October 16th, 1933, which is nowhere near Christmas. There's no Christmas themes at all. I mean, I could make Terrifier 3 my Christmas movie, but the movie's a little bit depraved, and I'm not sure I want to watch that on every Christmas. At least Sinners, I'm still sticking with the horror theme, even though it's not a scary movie. It's just a really, 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 really good movie. And so I watched that, and then 5:30 they had free food at the AA. So I went over there. It's the only social interaction I had all day. Well, I didn't mention this. When I woke up, I sent both of my brothers texts saying Merry Christmas, I love you. And they both texted me back. I expected my brother Jeff to text me back because we've already been kind of texting for the last couple of days. So I think he's not as mad at me. I think he's like, subsiding, mostly because I've been sober. And even before I sobered up completely, I had already gone like a full week without vodka. So it's almost like 3 weeks as far as that goes. But my other brother I hadn't talked to in over 2 weeks because I'm pretty sure I really, 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 really pissed him the fuck off the last little bout of shit that I talked to him. But that's one thing I want to mention real quick. You know how people say the truth comes out when you're drunk? To me, that's fucking bullshit. In my experience, that's bullshit. When I get drunk, I talk shit about all this shit that I don't give a shit about when I'm sober. When I'm sober, I'll think about the stuff I said when I was drunk, trying to talk shit. None of that shit I don't give a fuck about. Like, I watched one of my videos this morning, just curious of when I was still drinking, or it was like my last video that I even had vodka going, and I was talking all this shit about how I was mad about my brother and stuff, because I joined the army first and then he joined. But it's just like when I'm sober, I don't give a fuck about that at all. It does not even cross my mind. Or like, I had a friend from the army. My girlfriend broke up with me, and then he ended up having sex with her like a month later, right? And that bothered me at the time, of course, but this was like almost 20 years ago. And last year, or earlier, a few months ago, I got really drunk and saw something somebody said on Facebook, and immediately went to him and just started talking shit to him about how he fucked my girlfriend after we broke up. And he was like, that's 20 years ago. And you know, I know it's 20 years ago, and guess what? When I'm not drunk on vodka, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't think about it. I don't care. So this whole thing about like, oh, the truth comes out when you're drunk, that's fucking bullshit for me. Like, for me, it's the opposite. When I'm drunk, I'll throw the fucking kitchen sink at the wall until I can say something that fucking hurts your feelings or pisses you off. I don't know why, but I know I'm not the only drunk who's like that. It's just my mom used to call it asshole juice. That's what she would call vodka. So, anyway, that was a tangent. So yeah, talking shit because I got texts from my brothers. They both texted me back, especially the one. Okay, so the first one, Jeff, he's less mad at me. So my other brother, Eric, I wasn't sure he would even text me back, but he texted me back. He said he loves me more, and I was on my walk when he texted me back. So I'm out in public. Thankfully, it's a ghost town out here because everybody's gone. But I'm just instant waterfalls. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like walking down the sidewalk in public, and all of a sudden, just fucking waterfalls. Like, oh my God, he texted me back. He said he loves me. Oh my God. Okay, so the meeting was great. No complaints at all. Not gonna nitpick nothing. It was perfect. They even set up the speaker at the podium, so everyone who did share walked up to the podium, and I got to walk up to the podium. And I wanted to talk about my dad. I wanted to cry in front of a group of people. And the lady who shared before me was talking about her mom and how her mom died and how she felt and how she used to hate her mom, but then she forgave and loves her mom and misses her mom. And so I just started crying while she was sharing because it just reminded me of, you know, what I've been going through these last few months. You know, God bless my dad up in heaven with my mom. I don't know if that's really true or not, but I mean, I don't know, but I fucking hope it is, man. You know, guess that's what faith is all about. So, so I got up there and told the thing that makes me cry the hardest, and that's that I'm trying not to because it's weird. When I see people cry in YouTube videos, it's like super uncomfortable. So anyway, like the last coherent thing my dad said to me is that he hopes I forgive him, and he didn't have anything for me to forgive him for. No one's perfect. I'm not saying it was perfect, but like, I was mad at him, right? He was insecure that I was mad at him and shit. I don't want to talk about it too much though. But so I was able to talk about this and, you know, getting choked up in front of, you know, there's like 30 people in there today. There were people from out of town. And there were some really good shares from pretty much everybody. Like, it was like the perfect meeting. It's by far the best meeting I've had since I sobered up this time. I can't remember any meetings from the past. I know I've had great meetings in the past, you know, but I can't remember them because they were a long ass time ago. So this is the best meeting I've had. There was food. The food was good. I even got a to-go plate, of course, because I'm still indigent. I'm still jobless. So they're like, hey, there's extra food if you want to take it. I was like, I'm going to take you up on that offer, man, because I need all the food I can get. Especially now that I've been sober. And my appetite is just out of control, man. And, you know, I've been walking 2 hours a day. I'm thinking about upping it to 3 hours a day. Because when I'm walking, I'm not doom scrolling. That's one thing, right? When I'm walking, I could turn off my air conditioning unit over here, give this motherfucker a break. You know, this is an all bills paid apartment, but I know like the leasing office can see like who uses how much electricity, and I want to be on their good side. So I try to use the least amount of electricity possible. You know, I try to make sure I'm turning off all the lights if I'm not using them. All this adult stuff that I never had to worry about because I've been living with my dad for so long in a house that's paid off, and all the bills is like, you know, it's getting paid for through his social security and all this stuff. So it's like, I'm a 40-year-old child, and I'm trying to be a 40-year-old adult. By the time I turn 41, I'm trying to be a full-fledged adult, man. So, you know, that's just another reason to get out, you know. And another main reason is because, you know, I've gone periods of time without a job before, and then when I get hired, I'm out of shape. I'm lagging. It's like my first, second day, like my back's broken already. I can't even hardly stand up. You know, I look like a fucking pussy. Excuse my language, ladies. I know women have subscribed to me. I'm sorry, but I do use that word. I'm sorry. I won't use the C-U-N-T word. I know y'all don't fuck with that. Y'all do not like that word. So, but like, so I'm trying to make sure that when I get a new job, I can stand on my feet all day without looking pathetic and weak, right? So I might start walking 3 hours a day. Of course, by the time I get a job, that's probably going to end really fast, you know, because I'll be working. I'll be like, I don't need to walk all this time, you know, just a way to get out the house, get some fresh air, and, you know, be in shape. So, yeah, it's been a good day. I'm about to go for my third 40-minute walk after I finish recording this. And, you know, I'm going to go listen to the next 40 minutes of David Goggins' absolutely atrocious childhood, which is like really sad to listen to, but it's also a really compelling story. Who knows, maybe that'll be my next genre that I get into, is like biographies and stuff like that. But it just, you know, the topic of the meeting was gratitude, which is my favorite topic. For sure. There's the three top topics for me is gratitude, acceptance, and resentments. And like they're all kind of like intertwined in my head. Like if I come up with a little here's my little nerd theory, right? Resentment and acceptance are the opposites of each other, like a duality, like night and day, you know, pain, pleasure, you know, on, off, up, down, you know, resentment, acceptance, right? Those are like the opposites, right? And then for me, my other pet theory that ties into that is that gratitude leads to acceptance, as opposed to acceptance leading to gratitude. That doesn't make as much sense to me, because with gratitude, it gives you the courage to gain acceptance, because you have the foundation of gratitude. So you have the stuff you're grateful for boosting your confidence, which leads to acceptance. And then acceptance is the opposite of resentment. And resentment, in my personal theory, is the leading cause of failure in terms of sobriety. And that's not my theory. I didn't make it up. I've heard it from people throughout the years, and it makes sense. I mean, let's face it. Obviously, that makes sense. So, I want to keep talking. I got like a minute left, man. I don't know, man. You know, just prayers to everybody who didn't have a good Christmas. I know I didn't have a good Christmas last year. You know, I'm so grateful that my dad is free from his body. He's up in heaven. You know, he's free, you know, and it was just nice to cry in front of a bunch of strangers. But I didn't like full-blown cry, as I always have to disclaim for some reason. There's nothing wrong with full-blown crying. But, you know, I was getting choked up. So I just, like, by the time, like, 20 seconds into the share, since you're standing at the podium in front of everybody, I just started looking down at the podium. I couldn't, like, look at first I was trying to look at people like I'm some super cool, like, public speaker and shit, but, like, once the tears started coming, it was like, I'm just gonna look down at the podium like this. Like, if I made a video like this talking to y'all for 15 minutes, that's kind of how I shared. Anyways, Merry Christmas, man. I love y'all. Thanks for the subs and the supportful comments, and I appreciate it to death.